In to Robert Kelly's decade-long reign of caring over many vulnerable girls, boys, and young women. With this verdict, it is my sincere hope that it will also begin a healing process for these great survivors.
R. Kelly faces up to life in prison when sentenced to his charges in May, and he faces other court proceedings in other states.
Wondering about
In other states.
taking the Moderna and
Dang.
well, at this time there are no federal guidelines. New data released from the CDC seems to indicate those who got the Moderna vaccine are less likely to be hospitalized than those with the Pfizer.
All right. Time to play some
It could
Dusties.
be J&J vaccine recipients will get a booster recommendation, but for those who got the Moderna, a booster is still an open question.
A woman, an ex-cop, and accused serial killer, all in one. The court case of Nomia Rosemary Ndlovu is gripping South Africa. The black woman is accused of trying to wipe out her family for the insurance money, a total of $93,000. Her cousin, niece, nephew, and her boyfriend all broken to death. Allegations that Hitman did most of the dirty deeds, but she is accused of doing in her sister herself, by poisoning her tea, then strangling her. And Goldie is giving those watching the court case quite a show, with her throwing up peace signs while denying the charges with a nonchalant attitude.
The actual disgusting and stupid pushing migrants continues. The Congressional Black Caucus covered out of the statement.
Felicia Lucas Miles, good morning, sis. I forgot to call you today. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Well, I'm getting old. Let's get serious.
A Newark, New Jersey cop didn't hand Andrea Lopez a ticket. Captain Rasheen Peppers.
I will definitely call you today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to set an alarm to call you when I get up. So I can tell you what happened, what went down, sis.
Which he stuffed with food. Oh, there's more. Since Ms. Lopez lost her job due to COVID, Captain Peppers helped her find another one. Talk about going over and above the call of duty. I'm Vanessa Tyler with Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Talk radio that makes you think. You're listening to The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation, 1690 WVON. Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON. The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's mine. Do 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 do.
I tell you, it's mine. Do 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 do.
I'll share it with you.
WVON His and Her Radio. We've been waiting for so long.
Good evening, Paulette Sanders.
Okay. And I love them old advertisements, man. They take me back. Just tell me that they open up a portal to the 70s, I'm gone.
I know that's
And they
right.
said you got 5 seconds to run through. No.
He was just saying he went to an interview once and they asked him to tell them the history of WGCI, and he had no idea. And I just told him in about 5 minutes.
The GCI, yeah. Well, I know that they were 107.5, wasn't they?
Still are.
Yeah, right.
They were originally a news station.
I didn't know that. But I knew they was jamming for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But BMX had kind of faded out, and
Yep.
GCI had took that bag.
Yep.
Was you ever working with them?
I worked for both GCI and for BMX.
You just a damn treasure, ain't you? I put you in a jewelry box.
I told them I worked for BMX for a whole day and they fired me after
But
8
you
hours.
need to find a way to make yourself relevant to the people even more. People need to know that you You paid your dues.
Man, they just think I'm just the ramblings of an old man. That's
No.
about it.
But you got a lot left, brother.
Thank you.
My brother, stay black.
All right,
That should be no problem for you, right?
No problem.
Y'all take care.
Thank you, God. I
Oh,
appreciate
no
you.
problem.
You have a good evening.
How are you too, brother?
All right. We'll let them get you in trouble, bro.
Too late.
All right, sir. What's up, Robin? Robino. My sister from another mister. What are you doing up this late? Oh, that's right. You don't have to be at work till 12 o'clock to open up the stove. Shout out to Big Time Menswear in River Oaks, where my sister Robin Haywood is the co-owner. Oh, Robin, send me those pictures. I want to see what I look like. Robin had me in there modeling clothes today. I'm like, I am not a model. I am not a model. I'm not a role model. Oh, you going to bed now? Okay. All right. All right, sis. Yeah, but send me the pictures that you and Della took. I'd like to see them so I can laugh.
That's the. Hi, everybody. It's Tommy Edwards. And now you are listening to the B-Sides with Dr. Al Greer on 1690 WVON.
Really?
What?
I like that.
My boss was like, "How did you get Tommy Edwards?"
Right.
I said, "We're friends on Facebook. I asked him to do me a drop, and he did two. He did one just saying, 'Hi, this is Tommy Edwards you're listening to,' and then he did it in his announcer voice. You know, he's the PA announcer for the
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And he did that. I was like, thank you, Mr. Edwards.
That's great. Oh, thank you.
Like, thank you, sir. I didn't know he was going to do that. And now,
That was beautiful.
your starting lineup for the
Yeah.
B-Sides.
That's great.
I was like, go ahead. Yeah, I want those pictures, Robin, so I can, show people that I do more than just radio, that I'm a model. Yeah, right. An awful model. You're an awful model. Yes, I'm awful. Come on in. Okay, how are you? And switch. And switch back. Oh, yeah. Della. Send me those pictures, Della, so I can see how funny I look. I'm like, me as a model? That's so funny. I tell you. That is so funny. I am the model. Yes, no. Good night. Mm, 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 mm. 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 Are you on my page, or are you just on there?
I'm about to share to my page.
Okay. Thanks, Robin. I'm gonna post those too. I'm gonna make a whole advertisement, and it's like you can get these outfits from Big Time. Look at me, I am modeling Big Time's clothing line. That ought to piss my brother off, huh? Yep, I was Big Time's model today at River Oaks. DJ Big E, what's going on? Veronica West. My sister from another mister, Felicia Lucas Miles. My other sister from another mister, Robin Haywood. And Della. Della. Not Stella, but Della. Hanging out with the legend. That's funny. What's your last name?
Teamer.
Teamer. Okay. Teamer. Don't forget, Friday, I will be at the Grand Ballroom along with Grandmaster and Garland Green. That's this Friday. So, yep. Stubborn kind of fella and guy that calls himself Rick James. The Grand Godfather Master, whatever his name is. So I will be emceeing the show. That's going to be great. That's going to be funny.
Wow.
I'll make sure that I get drunk for that one.
Uh-oh.
Get drunk. Toe up. From the flow up. Hopefully I don't throw up.
Virtual DJ, I gotta look into that. Virtual DJ.
It's a free download.
Is it?
But if you want to use it with a controller, then you have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just want to use it as is, then you can, and it's a free download.
Okay.
Of course, they're going to ask you for money later on, but
Does it work with Mac?
Yes, absolutely.
So I know what I'm downloading when I get on.
Mm-hmm. Just go to virtualdj.com. If you have any problems, feel free to call. Nope, time to talk. Leave it to Tom Moulton to take a 2.5 minute song and make it 7 minutes. Johnny Williams in slow motion on 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago. Good morning and welcome to the B-Sides. It's your Dr. Al Greer officially checking in. Good morning to all my B-Siders, my M-Squatters, my third shifters, and of course, my dusty insomniacs who hold me down each and every night as I flip the 45s and play the B-Sides here on 1690 WVON. Hello to Kelvin Big Papa Teamer, Della, I should say, and Robin Haywood. And of course, my other sister from another mister, Felicia Lucas Miles. Thanks for checking in on Facebook. To the B-sides. Here's Jermaine. Toss and turn. Get low down. Yep. Let me play some R. Kelly. Yeah, right. That's how I'm going to get fired.
Right. The phone line would be lit up.
Al, just put the station on autopilot and leave. Just put on the Black Information Network and let it just run.
Right.
Let it run all night. You have no longer work here. Yeah, feel free to ask questions. Don't forget.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now.
Okay.
I'm taking it all in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching.
This is something that you will never see, because in most stations, the music is pre-programmed. They give you a sheet like this,
Right.
and they're like, okay, you follow the sheet, and it comes up on the screen. That's what you play. Me, I'm lucky enough to program my own music, as did the guy who used to do the show before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
So you just drop another song and then
A drop and then the song, and then I'd go into another segment or whatever, another feature of the show, and I just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I keep it going. After I play one song at the top of the hour, and I play another one, and I play a third one, and the fourth one I play is a way back. So I
the
play
feature artist for the night.
No, I didn't get to that one yet.
Oh, okay.
It's like an older song that came out like in the early '60s or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or a slow song.
Mm-hmm.
So I set it up with the drop that says, "Do you remember?"
Okay.
And then after that, then I go into the spotlight artist, and I tell a little, little spiel about him. You know, went blind at 9 years old, Albany, Georgia. Black. His mother's name was Aretha. He was and then he was known by many names: the Genius, Doctor, what else they call him? Brother Ray. And then I play 3 Ray Charles songs back to back,
mm-hmm.
which could be all night because, yeah. I mean, you got to think, he, from the late 50s all the way to the 80s, he was still recording.
Right.
He's still making music up until the time he died, right before the movie came out,
mm-hmm.
with Jamie Foxx.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Princess Timmy, you're back. Hi, Princess. Where you been? Frosty, what's going on, sir? Funny thing happened on the way to the station, right? I caught a flat. I know, Claude, you're gonna kill me, man. I caught a flat, so I had to get a lift here. I had to pull the truck up. Now, I just gotten this tire a few days ago. I paid $55 and they put the tire on. I pulled off and the tire was flat. I said, well, let me put some air in the tire. By the time I got to the gas station, it was off the rim. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, I will be getting in another lift and going back home and trying to get that tire fixed. Of course, I didn't have no jack, because if I had a jack, I probably would have been able to get enough air in the tire if the car had been jacked up. But because it was all the way on the ground, I couldn't get enough air in it. So I spent $4 worth of air to put air in it, and then another $22 to get here. So I had to leave it in Cal City. Hopefully it's safe. Yeah, it's safe. Claude, I just bought didn't you just hear me? I just bought that tire a few days ago. I just bought the tire. $55 from LaFrance on Sibley. I just bought the tire. There's nothing wrong with the other three. It's just that one, which is the new one. Yeah. So I know I need tires, but I just need that one tire. It was running fine. I got the radio back on and everything. So, yeah. I need yeah. But you ain't going to be up at no 6 o'clock in the morning to come get nobody. So I'm not even going to ask you to come get me. I'm just going to get back home, get up, and try to get that tire fixed so that I can get to the city and have lunch with one of my former coworkers. And that's it. But it's just that one. If I could jack it up and get enough air in it, yeah. And then take it to, a shop and have them to do whatever they do to it. Because that's a new tire. It's a new tire. I need tires, yeah. I need another truck. Sheila McCoy Downer. Who is that? Yeah, right. Okay. But yeah, that was a new tire that I got from LaFrance or whatever the name of the joint was. That was a new tire. I just got it a few days ago. I'm serious. I just got that tire. And that's what I said. I'm like, I just bought this tire. I made it back and forth to work and back home last night and this morning. So I don't know. That's a new tire, Claude. Jeez, you need tires. There's nothing wrong with the other three. It was just that one. So I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to, yeah. But I didn't trip because I made it to work at 10:15. I started 10. I told the guy I was going to be late. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I told the guy I was going to be late. I signed in while I was in the Uber Lyft, and that was it. So, a few days ago, the radio went out. I was lighting a cigar, and I pushed the cigarette lighter in. And next thing I know, it started smoking. I'm like, wait a minute. Then the radio wouldn't come back on. I was like, so I called this guy. I said, did I have it balanced? No. They just put the tire on. So, like I said, I pushed the cigarette lighter in, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's not good. Then the radio wouldn't come on. Then the other, because it's got two cigarette lighters. One is for, of course, the cigarette lighter. The other one's to charge the phone. So the phone charger went out. So that's it. So no, I didn't have the tires balanced. He just put it on. And that was it. They put the tire on. And I drove off. I was like, ooh, good. Because the other one was like, you could see the tread coming through. You know, the silver parts. You know that part? Yeah, that was coming through. I'm like, oh, wow, I got to get another tire. Because I'm up and down the expressway every day going to work. Except Wednesday. And drove all the way out to Mokina on that tire. I'm like, well, if that was the case, I should have left the other tire on there. But it was just bald. That was all. And then they give me a new tire, and then the sucker's flat. I'm like, really? Okay. You know, I said, okay. So I'm going to call somebody in the morning, see if they can come jack it up, at least get enough air in there to take it somewhere and have it sealed, because I think that was it. Maybe they didn't seal it right when they put it back on. So that's it. You wish to meet me in person? I wish to meet you in person too, Princess Timmy. I'm here in Chicago. Where are you? I'm at 800 South Wells. You can come right now because I might need a ride home at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't feel like paying another $24 just to go back to Calumet City. Because this gentleman behind me, he's going to be leaving. I'm sure he don't stay up that long.
No, not really.
I didn't think so. I wouldn't be up either. But Lady G. But I had a good nap this evening. I slept from 5:30 all the way to 8:30. That never happens. I had to cut my phone off. I cut it off, all the way off. Cut that sucker off. And I slept and slept till I couldn't sleep no more. What happened to my tire? It went flat. And I just bought the tire, Lady G. I just bought that tire. $55 worth of tire. And it was flat. I never, because, you know, it's dark on the block. So I didn't even notice. No, it's not a blowout. It's just flat. You know, it's not even a blowout. The tire's still good. I just need to get some air in it. But the fact it was sitting on the ground, I couldn't get enough air in it because that's it. You got stories for real. Yeah, Claude, I got a bunch of stories, man. You know, I got stories that'll break your heart about this truck. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Thank you, Charles Bart. That's terrible. And needless to say, I was mad, but I wasn't like to that point, you know, I was cussing and throwing things. I was like, okay, let me just pull it over somewhere where it's going to be safe and it's going to be there in the morning. And I just, you know, call a lift. And they were Johnny on the spot. And I got to work at 10:15. So it worked. Yeah. You know, but it always happens when I get a little money. When I get a little money, then that truck starts acting up every time. I was like, oh, I got to buy another radio. The radio came back on. I think it was just a fuse, or I just hit a bump and the radio came back on. I got stories. And I wasn't, you know, like I said, I wasn't angry because I was just a little disappointed that I just bought a $55 tire. He hails from Albany, Georgia, of all places. He went to the St. Augustine School for the Blind. He went blind at about 9 years old due to glaucoma. He's known by very many names. Some people call him the genius. Some call him Brother Ray, and others just call him Sir. Tonight, we flip the 45s and play the B-sides on the great Ray Charles Robinson, a.k.a. just plain old Ray Charles, on 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago, with your Dr. Al Greer. The people do now mess around. Why do people close their eyes when they do blind guys?
They can experience the actual effect of being blind.
I guess so.
Yeah, they think they sound better.
They close their eyes when they do like Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. You got to close your eyes and do it. You got to feel it.
Right.
Shake your leg. Do the mess around. Everybody do the mess around.
So you have your own station.
Yes, WOSDradio.com. Your home for old school and dusty. The music you grew up with for 5 years. Started in the basement of my then wife's house. It started as Dusty Radio 1390 online, and it became WOSD Radio. And that was it.
What does that stand for?
WOSD? We're old school and dusties. Came to me in a dream one night. It came to me in a dream. I said, oh, that's it. That's what I'm going to call it. WOSD. We're old school and dusties. Yeah. Yeah. This OLD was already taken. I was going to call it WOLD. But it's like a tribute to both Richard and Herb. Old school and dusties.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is not the original version. That is not the original version. That's the version he did with Quincy. But that's okay. It don't matter. It's still Ray Charles.
Yes, it is.
Woo! Yep. Talking trash.
Like I was saying earlier, you need to have all those stories documented, bro. You need to do that.
Okay.
That's a rich history that needs to be passed down. You know?
I've always believed that.
Yeah.
If I can get anybody to, record me saying it. If I could. Because there was a young lady who was supposed to come down to the gospel station that I work at on Sunday and Thursdays. She was going to bring one of our cameras and, she was going to document it. Unfortunately, she passed a year ago to COVID. And it never got done.
Wow.
It never got done. So that was it.
I think I'm going to have to do something like that.
So,
I think my mind is turning and I'm thinking.
People all the time, they say, They say the same thing, and they never come back. You're just a wealth of information.
Yeah.
I said, well, thank you. If I could get it out, out of my head and either on paper or on, on video, you know, where it not be just the ramblings of an old man.
This is a 1690 WPOM B-Sides Triple Play. Triple Play.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Mhm. Mhm.
This seems pretty simple once you get used to it. This process.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can get up to 8 players on virtual DJ. I just use 4 because I don't need 6 or 8 or whatever it does. Plus, when I'm using my controller, it only take up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a button on the controller where to go down to the ones that are under,
Mm-hmm.
and then hit those, and then go back to the top, and like as if you were at a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
Like dab in the middle. Yeah.
So a spot on your station, will the music be programmed already, or?
You can play what you want to play. Everybody does. Like on Sunday, we have religious programming. We have talk shows. Reggie Miles plays Steppers music. Mr. Hypnotic plays R&B and Dusties. We have a blues show at 6 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock we have a smooth jazz show with my bass brother Big Corn. So get in where you can fit in.
Fit in, right?
What you want to do.
I love the old school Dusty Johnson. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're ready, I'll come set you up on your computer, and you can go live from your house.
Okay.
All you need is internet, the program that I give you, and virtual DJ and a microphone. Yeah.
I definitely want to. I'm so busy. I don't know when we had. Might just have to do it here. I come down on a Tuesday, bring my camera and set up and mic you up, and we just talk.
I don't have no problem with that. It's cool. Yeah. Who mixes R&B with gospel, soul, and jazz? Well, tonight's spotlight artist, the one and only Ray Charles. That is smack dab in the middle. Produced by Quincy Jones. Before that one, Let the Good Times Roll, also produced by the great Quincy Jones, who is from right here in Chicago. Tonight we flip the 45s and play the B-sides on Ray Charles. Right now, for the first time in whenever, they got a black drummer named Steve Jordan. Hear the Rolling Stones. They got a black drummer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
The Rolling Stones got a black drummer. And that's okay.
It's a beautiful thing.
They said he's nothing like the other guy because the other guy just looked like he was just sitting there, and his arms moved, but the rest of them never moved.
Really?
You know, we black, we expressive, so he's like all over the place. I'm like, come on, Steve, I ain't mad at you, my brother. I mean, they've been playing R&B for years.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a black drummer, oh man. I'm like, that's cold blooded. That's like AWB when they replaced their drummer with Steve Ferroni. He was a black Brit.
Mm.
Black guy with a British accent.
Mm-hmm.
But he was killing it. Thank you, Della. Why don't you? Come home. Come home. Yeah. They showed them doing their first concert without their original drummer, Charlie Watts. And they had like a montage of him.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they came out, the Rolling Stones. And old Steve rolled out there.
Those guys are old too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What's the one guitar player?
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards.
Which I can't believe. I'm like, he's done every drug known to man and he's still alive. He is not a good example of, don't do drugs. It's like, he's still alive. Oh my God.
Right.
I remember they had this show called Behind the Music on VH1.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed, clips of it. This guy named Iggy Pop, he was with a group called the Sex Pistols. And he said, I fell asleep with the needle still in my arm.
Wow. Wow. Right.
You what? So I'm like, when I think of that, I think of Keith Richards. I'm like, dang, he did heroin, he did cocaine, smoked weed.
Some of everything.
I'm like, dang, you still alive? So-and-so died of a heroin overdose. Jimi Hendrix used to shoot it into his every vein you could find. And he died. But Keith Richards didn't die yet. He ain't dead yet. Dang.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Needle in his arm, a blunt in his fingers.
Wow.
Cocaine on the mirror. Smoking a square with the other blunt here, the square here. Like nothing. Nothing. Like, dang. Like nothing yet. I'm still here.
That's crazy.
Like, oh, nothing killed this guy.
You can still play halfway decent too.
Yeah. He is not an example of don't do drugs. It'll mess your life up. No, you become a legend in rock and roll.
Right.
You become a legend in rock and roll if you do drugs and live to talk about it.
That's crazy.
And can still play.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, this is a group where, just about every original member has died from drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Charlie. He died of natural causes.
Natural causes, right.
He was the only one that didn't.
Wow.
It's like, oh, we're going on tour again. Okay, fine. They
still touring.
You know, Charlie was probably out cutting the grass and stuff. He was like, we're going back on tour. Oh, okay, Block. Okay, I'll see you there. And, you know, it made him know, never mind. And it showed by the way he played. He was just. And that was it. What year is that truck? It's a 02. 02 Chevy Avalanche. I'm like, dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Charlie was the only one. You know, everybody else was sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. He played it straight.
He came home. You know, hey, I'm home. Yeah. Would you cut the grass, Charlie? Okay, I cut the grass. You know, it was like that. He was just plain, like the other, unlike the other guys. You know.
Wow.
He was plain. He was quiet, but he was one of the best rock and roll drummers ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't fancy and flamboyant about it. You know, he just
went about his business.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I will be done in another couple of hours. I'll go home and watch some telly. Watch the telly. Catch up on some shows. You know, no big deal, no biggie.
Drop for everything, huh?
Yes, sir. Learned that from Richard. He had a drop for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's time for a Dial a Dusty. It's the game other stations play, and we do too, because we don't want to be left out.
Really?
So call now, 591-3878 for Dial a Dusty. And he'd already have them on hold. What would you like to hear? Okay, here's your song. That's what he did. He had a drop for everything. Here's another way back Dusty on the best music of your life. Here's so and so and such and such on the best music. You know, I became one of the voices of his show, and that was it. You know, and when he had his stroke, I had to do his show. I was nervous as all get out.
Really?
Nobody had ever done Richard's show.
Okay.
Except for one person, and that was one of his proteges. And her name was Willie McNeil.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only one that ever did Richard's show.
Hmm.
So when Richard had his stroke, they called me to the hospital. They said, okay, Friday night, you're doing the taste, because he did a set every Friday at the taste with Richard Steele. And you're doing Richard's show on Saturday night. I was like, okay. So I did.
Wow.
Richard gave me a book. This is how you do my show. And it had everything laid out.
Really?
From the drops to the songs, when to play the songs, what time to play the songs, what songs to play.
So you couldn't go wrong. Just follow the book.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was after the second night that I did. The first night, he had just come out of the coma.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And Richard Steele was sitting at his bedside and said, who did my show Saturday? It's like, nigga, you just had a stroke. Who did my show Saturday? Al Greer did your show. He said, oh, okay. Same song, different artists. Everybody Needs Love. The Temptations. Before that, Gladys Knight and the Pips. And Everybody Needs Love. Same song, different artists on 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago. It's your Dr. Al Greer flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides. And I got Big Papa with me. His real name is Kelvin, but he calls himself Big Papa. And I can see why. I understand, too. And yes, Mrs. Big Papa, he's here at the radio station. He's not out, doing that. Yeah. Here's Quincy Jones and Company from the album Sounds and Stuff Like That. And Love, I Never Had It So Good on VON. So, yeah. Love, never had it so good. So, yep. I had, like I said, I had some of the best teachers that weren't really trying to teach me. I was just doing what you're doing.
Yeah, no,
Just sat there over there, looked over their shoulder. What you doing? What's that you're doing? It's called a drop. Okay, Uncle Richard. He had his own studio. He had everything set up at his own place on was it 500 West Cermak behind Lawrence's Fishery. And he did his show from his studio.
Really?
To the radio station via a phone line. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. They would set him up at the radio station. The last person that was on actually at the radio station. And he would come up on the board and they would leave it until the next person came in at whatever time. And he ran it from he ran the show from his station, from his studio, which he had built. He found a spot in this building and he built a studio and an office. And I got a chance to use his office as my office. So whenever somebody wanted to hire me to DJ, I said, well, meet me at my office at 500 West Cermak. And that was a big deal.
Yeah, especially back then.
So when I finally got my own, I set it up exactly like Uncle Richard had his. And that was it.
Wow.
Yeah. He was left-handed. As you can see, I run my show left-handed.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Actually, you're actually right-handed. Wow.
But that's my tribute to them.
Wow.
This is Herb. This is Richard. That's Rags down there. Your ever-loving Rag Man.
That's great. That's great.
That's my tribute to those people that, that came before me. And I always say I stand on their shoulders because, out of all the jocks that I've ever heard, we had some of the greatest jocks here in Chicago. Bar none. Until I heard Frankie Crocker, I was like, ooh, he was a bad man. It's like 405 with your chief rocker, Frankie Crocker here. It's like, dang, he's smooth. Okay. He's not hollering or nothing. He's just,
Right. Wow.
May you live as long as you want and never walk as long as you live. May you all live to be 100 and me minus a day so that I'll never know that beautiful people like you went away. And if Frankie Crocker is on your radio isn't really on. And that's how he spoke. I was like, that's it?
Yeah.
He's bad. That's cold. That's cold, my boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Wow.
He was just that cool. And if you look up videos of him, he was one of the first video jocks. He hosted this show called Friday Night Videos, which was on NBC. And it come on after the news. He was one of the few jocks that was black that was on the show. But yeah, he was he was a bad man. He was, yeah. And they did a survey of all of the most popular jocks. Herb was number 10. Frankie was number 1.
Really?
I was like, yes. Frankie Crocker, the chief rocker. You know, if Frankie isn't on your radio, then your radio isn't really on. I like that. That's good.
That's really nice.
Yeah. And he used to start off his show with this song, Frankie Crocker opening. Ear check.
Please don't go. Don't leave.
Hello? I said hello. The phone's still ringing. What is that, line 2? Oh, hello. Who's this? Hey, how you doing? Hey, Riddick. Hey, man, I gotta tell you, it looked like he was getting the best. I know he hit you low. But what was all that in the ring, man? What was going on? I know you couldn't see. You were lying on the floor. I was afraid you were going to get hurt, man. Yeah, I know. It was a bad thing. Well, anytime you want to come on the show, just come on up and we'll talk to you.
Nielsen, and everybody's talking, and we've been...
Come on, play. This is how he would start his show.
Very good luck to you.
Phoebe Snow and No Regrets on 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago, with your Dr. Al Greer. Tonight, we feature the music of the genius of Ray Charles. This is one of those jazz instrumentals that he did. This is Rock House, the song he would open his shows with. Right here on 1690 WVON. On the other side, we've got more music from Lattimore, Evelyn Champagne King, Eddie Kendricks, the Jones Girls, and some Blue-Eyed Soul from Elton John. And, of course, the genius of Brother Ray Charles on 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago. Oh, back to Frankie.
Sounding good, Dave. Whoever you are, whoever you happen to be with, wife or girlfriend or what have you, that great pizza, a nice big smile. Come on, Jimi Hendrix, I know you dig it, David. Get with it, Makes you feel a little bit better when you relieve yourself of all your inner inhibitions up. Let your hair down and you get into a definite song. Duck Peg, baby.
At the height of his career, he left the station. He came back to the station.
Really?
And rode a horse through
Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
He rode a horse through Studio 54 in New York. Rode a horse through the door. Yeah, that's how bad he was. He rode a horse through the door. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, he rode a horse.
That's crazy.
Through the door. Mm-hmm. He had a fully poster of himself, half naked, in New York. It was a big billboard. It said, Frankie Crocker is back.
I remember that. I don't know. I think I remember that.
Because he had left and went to California for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they weren't digging him in California, so he went back to New York. That was it. Yeah. Frankie Crocker. And one of my coworkers said she used to work with him. She said his face was just so tight.
Really?
Were not aggressively confronting
really?
refugees.
Okay.
They were simply maneuvering horses. Texas Governor Greg Abbott made that argument on Fox News Sunday. The Republican also promised to protect any of the agents who may be punished for their behavior.
If they are at risk of losing their job, that a president who is abandoning his duty to secure the border, you have a job in the state of Texas, I will hire you to help Texas secure our border.
Abbott made those comments after President Biden vowed that Border Patrol agents will pay for their treatment of thousands of patients at the U.S.-Mexico border.
COVID-19 booster shots are officially being rolled out in certain groups in America, including older adults and those at high risk of exposure of severe diseases.
And I'm back.
A Washington, D.C.-based primary care physician, Dr. Kavita Patel, points out only people who have been fully immunized with Pfizer's 2-dose COVID vaccine are eligible for boosters, which must also be Pfizer's.
It does appear that while it may be safe, not clear that you get added benefit from mixing and matching.
The FDA has not endorsed a mix and match approach for vaccine boosters.
A heart-melting moment between a Black mother and her deaf son. Mother Vanessa Hudgens captured the moment on camera that her baby boy Mason tried on his new hearing aids and heard his mother's voice for the
Number 1. Were you here?
Oh, you were.
TikTok video reshared by popular account. Over time, Mason's smile grows brighter and brighter while listening to his mother speak. I'm Jaleesa Chapman, along with Ray Harris, on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Talk radio that makes you think. You're listening to The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation, 1690 WVON.
The views expressed on our programs are not necessarily those of WVON, Midway Broadcasting Corporation, or our participating sponsors.
The Talk of Chicago is 1690 WVON, Sherwin, Chicago.
Here's what you missed on Perry Small's Midday Madness Show.
Richard Bell, who is a voting rights attorney and founder of votingforbeginners.com.
The courts have failed us on voting rights. The legislatures have failed us on voting rights. You know what? The last stop on the democracy train is we the people. It's us. We're the only ones that are going to get ourselves out of this mess. And we're going to get ourselves out of this mess by registering and voting in droves to elect politicians who respect the right to vote or against voter suppression.
Perry Small, weekdays at 9 a.m. on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
WVON.
He has a degree in dustyology. It's Dr. Al Greer with the B-sides on 1690 WVON.
And that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out. Are you about to leave now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just adjusting myself.
Oh, okay.
Readjusting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hang as long as you want. Let's see what Frankie talking about.
All happening now on WBLS, America's Best, 107.5 FM.
And he was the voice of the station.
I'm Frankie Crocker. You know who you are, I trust, and we hope it's a good afternoon for you. We opened up with New York, New York from Frank Sinatra here on WBLS. It's 12 minutes now past 4 o'clock. Out of doors, it says, well, 58 degrees. You know, it's not the best weather, but it's not that bad either. We hang in there and enjoy what we're going to do for you. All right? Hey, youngsters, we're going to talk about it. Good time. All you need, really, is, well, first you need a good education. So it's going to sound weird to you, but the broader your base, the better you have of any career. So that's first. These are the OJs. Good afternoon, Mary Thomas. How are you?
They do sound smooth, though.
That
Like
was
effortlessly.
right. That was it. He wasn't, most guys that, hey, what's happening?
Right.
He was just conversational.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. He was just conversational.
Mm-hmm.
Why dating a young Latin woman is a good option?
Positively Black. I'm John Noel for Positively Black.
WBLS.
For the better part of 2 decades, he was the voice of WBLS.
107.5 FM.
Frankie Crocker was the man who made WBLS not just the #1 black station in New York City, but the #1 station, period, for years during the 1970s.
Tall, tan, young, and fly. Anytime you want me, baby, reach out for me. I'm your guy. Just as good to you as it is for me.
Frank Michael Crocker began his radio career in New York City on the AM side of the dial at WWRL. There was also a short stint at WMCA, but it was not until he moved to WBLS FM that he truly became the man they called Hollywood and the chief rocker, the creator of what is now known as the urban contemporary format.
They call me wax paper because I rap on anything. Call me candy paper when the rap gets so sweet. And they call me aluminum foil because the rap is definitely strong.
And it was that exciting combination of music and words he brought to radio that hundreds of people came out to remember at Riverside Church in Morningside Heights after hearing that at age 60, pancreatic cancer had taken Frankie Crocker's life.
Each of you live as long as you want and never walk as long as you live. May each of you live to be 100 and me 100 but minus a day. So I'll never know that nice people like you passed away. And don't forget, whenever Frankie Crocker isn't on your radio just isn't really on. Wow. Take care. Thank you.
Wow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, baby.
That's where I get it from. Herb, Richard, Rags, Frankie Crocker. Webster Lewis, Chemo, Don't ask me to do the rest of it. 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago. It's your Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides at 773-591-1690. Is Evelyn Champagne King, and I'm in love all over again. This time with myself. You got to love yourself first before you love anybody else. It's your Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. So that's it. It's interesting because my boss, who's the program director, he's your age. Of course, he grew up listening to white radio, so he had no idea
Really?
who I was until he looked me up. And one day he, said, "Wow, you're a legend." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, you finally looked me up, huh?" After dissing me and not wanting to hire me. I was like, "Okay." I said, "I bet you worked at BMX, didn't you, back in the day?" I said, "As a matter of fact, I did." He's trying to make it crack.
Mm-hmm.
because of my age.
Oh wow.
I said, yeah, you're 50 something and you look my age. I'm 60, going on 61. And I still look damn good for 60. I'm in the gym 3 times a week.
Wow.
As you can see, I drink water religiously. And that's it. I don't do heroin. I don't do cocaine.
After the Keith Richards, I don't know. Is that what you need to start?
It might be a good idea now. I don't know. I smoke weed though, but that's about it. Weed never hurt anybody. Except that stuff these kids smoke. They say loud, loud, loud. It is. You know, just give me some plain old green, and I'm good. This ain't nobody listening to me tonight. Hello, anybody there? Hello, hello, Princess Timmy, where you at? Claude, where you at? Lady G, where you at? Ken Wadlington, Sheila Forrest, Daryl Owens, where are you guys tonight?
He got company tonight. We're not gonna bother him.
Mm-hmm. Like he's entertaining guests tonight. But I used to sit up with Richard. Richard would do his show from like midnight to 6 in the morning on 1390. And like I said, he had his own studio, so he had it decked out. It was not only a studio, but it was a place to lounge and to, you know. So by us not being at the station, we did not have to abide by the station rules.
Right.
John Caldwell. So of course, our drinks of choice were either you want some old style or you want some Cooks. So I was like,
I don't remember Cook. I remember old style.
Cook's champagne. So it was either Cooks or you drank old style beer because that's what he bought.
Right.
So we were sitting up, we'd get lit. Sometimes we just, we crashed there. Go home the next day. We didn't have to go nowhere. It wasn't like we were at the station.
Right.
That last drop was my daughter.
Really?
She was fooling around on her Twitter account, not Twitter, TikTok. And I heard her say that. I was like, so I immediately snatched it off of there. I plugged my phone into my mixing board and I recorded her saying that. And I told her, I said, yeah, thanks for the drop. She's like, what drop? What are you talking about? And I played it for her. And she was like, you take anything and make anything out of it, won't you, Daddy? I was like, yeah, I did.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay, should I play Funtown or should I do the Rib Genie commercial?
Do the rib one.
Do the Rib Genie.
Rib Genie.
Rib Supreme. And then we'll play a song and then we'll go back to Ray Charles.
That's going to be interesting to see when it comes to fruition. This Obama center.
I mean, I'm not biased, but he's the best looking president besides Clinton that we've ever had. Jimmy Carter back in the day, he was, he was cool too. But he just grayed, but the gray looks good. Not that I would ever go gray.
Oh,
I'm kicking and screaming.
yeah, I just stopped fighting it because you know what? Okay, whatever.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be. But my thing is, you know, you don't see too many gray-haired women on TV. So got to be something to that. So, I mean, look at her, you know. But that's not, of course, that's not her hair. But with my first wife, she wanted me to go gray. I'm like, she wanted me to go gray and to shave my head because my hair was, you know, fading. So you should shave your head and go gray. It's like, hey, you want me to look like Morgan Freeman's uncle? Oh, okay. So when I married my second wife, she was like, I'm not trying to date my father. I said, oh, okay, cool. So I went back to, you know, to the Beijing.
Yeah. My wife telling me now. Anytime you go somewhere like somebody asks how you would, is this you and your father?
Ooh. Ooh.
The B-Sides on 1690 WVON.
And now, the electric crazy people for Rib Supreme. Manuel, if you rub those two ribs together, they'll make a rib genie. Oh, Herb, I don't believe that. Do it. Look, it's a 15-foot tall genie. Wow. Hey, Miss Rib Genie, give me a small order of Rib Supreme, will you?
Dig, brother man, if you want it, I can cop.
Look, you actually got it. Yeah. Oh, Miss Jeannie, I tell you what, give me 2 orders of ribs from Rib Supreme.
Right on. Yeah.
Hey, shit, you did it. Yeah, you got it. Ain't that something, Herb? Yeah. Let me do one. I want 50 big slabs. I want them right now.
It is Yeah.
You got all the ribs. Oh, look here, Miss Rib Genie, I love ribs from Rib Supreme. I tell you what, I want a whole trainload of ribs from Rib Supreme.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, yeah, no, I didn't mean it that way. Oh, no. That's Rib Supreme 4900 West Madison. This is Bobby Q.
Boy, I missed those commercials. Emmanuel Arrington, Herbert Rogers Kent, and the Rib Supreme spot number 2, right here on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago. Tonight we flip the 45s and play the B-sides on the genius of Ray Charles. He was one of the few artists that owned his music masters. The others were Sam Cooke and Johnny Mathis. Yep, the only brothers that owned their masters. And of course, Ray Charles and James Brown later on. From 1956, this is What I Say on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago. It's your Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides. Yep, I am. I know you saw this movie, right? That Ray Charles movie?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 1,000 times.
James Fox did an excellent job.
He did such a great job. There was a scene in there where he took off his shades. I'm like, that's Jamie Foxx. I'm like, dummy, it's a movie about Ray Charles.
Right.
Starring Jamie Foxx. But he did such an excellent job, I thought it was a documentary.
Really?
I actually thought that was Ray Charles because he
embodied that whole character. He did, yeah.
You know, and then I saw the James Brown movie, and Chadwick Boseman, he became James Brown. Yeah. He said he had to learn how to dance like James Brown. It's like, wow.
That's not an easy feat either.
No, because, you know, He had to do the splits and everything. Yeah. You know, it wasn't like he had a stunt man. You know,
A double.
A stunt double to do the splits. He didn't know he did them himself. He had to do them. You know, he had to do the dancing.
Yeah.
So it would be believable. But, you know, at least with James Brown, he didn't have to learn any instruments. Jamie already knew how to play piano and played alongside Ray Charles before he died.
Right there, yeah. I remember that.
And Ray said, he got it. He got it. He got it. And that was it.
Yeah, the crazy part, he actually told them to make him blind. He wanted to play it blind.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's just.
He said, glue my eyes
Yeah.
shut. So they did. And he did. And he got that Oscar. And it was like, you know, I felt like he was my brother, and I was proud of him. Like, because that was just, you know, the greatest performance ever.
Playing that role to the T.
You know, how do you follow that up? You don't.
How do you top that?
You don't. You don't top that. You don't ever top that. But Chadwick has played three iconic people, African Americans: Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, and Jackie Robinson. How do you top that? You don't. And he was the Black Panther, and he was in Ma Rainey.
Ma Rainey, yeah.
You know, he got a phenomenal career. You just can't top that.
I haven't watched that movie yet. I haven't watched it.
I watched it. I was in tears. I'm like, that is, you know, phenomenal.
Maybe I have a date night with my wife who's gonna watch it.
He must be new. Will Jones.
No, he's not new. He's known out on the street.
Oh, that's just it. I haven't watched any local TV in so long. You know, it's always Netflix.
Right.
You know, I don't know what's going on in the world until I get here. Yeah. Netflix.
Go to another trabajo.
Sí.
Sí.
Me too.
Money, money, money. No money, no honey.
That's right. Mucho dinero.
Hey, little by little. You know what you do? No. Balance.
Balance.
You see the taxes? What happened? All the company same paid dues and taxes up. What happened?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's incredible.
See?
Hey. See you tonight.
All right. Mm-mm-mm. See, if I play the music in here, then Facebook will cut me off.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't be picked up in the other room.
Right.
At least that's what I think. Mm-hmm. Don't bother me. I'll never ever let you go.
And when I got here, I forgot. I only been here one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the way up to the top.
What?
Forget to go up one or down one.
no.
And I gotta look. I said, oh, that's not it.
They didn't tell you where to come?
Who was they?
Which way did you come in?
Come to the back.
Oh, that's why. There's no one to tell you where to go now. If you come through the front, they would have said, yeah, go back there and then make a left.
Yeah.
But you came in the back and it was like no one to greet you. But you found it finally.
I remember being here one time when Kendall and we first moved over here, and I parked in the garage that one time. And what did I go to? I can't remember. I remember some lockers.
Right.
Outside the elevator. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on the right floor now.
Mm-hmm. So I found it.
Yeah, so I think I can swing this on a Tuesday.
Okay. I'm here. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Sleeping.
Mondays and Tuesdays, I normally work 10 hours. 10, 11 hours. I can swing it. Thank God I work from home.
Mm-hmm.
I just get my wife to be okay with it.
She don't like you going out with it.
Baby, if I'm trying to pursue my dream, you need to believe in me. It's going to pay off one day. Just trust me.
I hear you.
Just trust me. You didn't invest it. She brought me a Rode mic.
Mm-hmm.
The interface. So you get mad, you believe in something, and let me go a bit further. Sitting at my kitchen table.
My wife didn't think I was going to, when I moved in. Well, when I first went to the house, I was like, "This is all your house?" She took me in the basement. There was 3 rooms in the basement. There was a laundry room, there was the big room, and then there was a smaller room, which could have been like a bedroom or whatever. It had a closet in it. I said, "What's this room for?" She said, "Oh, I'm thinking about starting a nail shop." I said, "Oh, okay, cool." So when I moved in, she made me sleep in the basement before we got married. So I set up my room in that little room, which included my studio. I said, well, whoever makes money out of this room first, then they get the room. So I had a commercial the next day. And that was it. We christened the room what was it called? I forgot what we called it. The Den. So it was Alan Kim in the Den. And that was it. Hey, LaTanya. Shine away. Who takes a country song and makes it a R&B song? The genius of Ray Charles. Tonight on 1690 WVON, here's the great B.B. King. Yep. Well, my soon-to-be ex-wife's gonna find that out.
Uh-oh.
She, yes, I have company tonight, Latanya. He's, I guess he's one of my mentees now. So,
Yes, sir.
his name is Kelvin. Said, that's great. You need to have company on your show sometimes. Well, you can always keep me company if you want to, Latanya, on those nights where you're not working. You know, I'm here every Monday night going into Tuesday morning, and Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning. So you can always come down to 800 South Wells if you're not doing anything. Park in the back at 900 South Wells and come on in the building. You know, I welcome any type of company. And we can leave here and go to breakfast in the morning. Yeah. We can leave here and go to breakfast. So it's up to you.
She said, okay.
She said, all right. Well, hey. Well, hey. Hey now. Yeah, because I usually don't get out of here until 6. I'm here a whole hour after I go off the air, which is, actually my shift, which gives me, 7, 8 hours. So, yeah. So that's it. You're welcome to come. I don't mind at all. It's not like I have anyone to answer to anymore. So, she made that very clear yesterday. So, something about the day of the 27th, because July 27th, 2 years ago, she put me out. So September 27th was yesterday, right? And I'm still out. Or was that the 28th yesterday? Well, anyway. So you're at work still as usual at the La Rabita. I remember. How many guys remember where you work? No, nobody. Okay. Yeah. I'm special. He's special. Della sent me some money. Thank you, Della. Because I sure didn't. Sure would have had to pay for the lift to get home. So, yeah. Yep. It's okay. I'm not hurt by it. You know why? I thought we were too, but, she's still mad because I moved in with Swiss chocolate, but that's okay. She'll get over it one day. I mean, I got over it Monday. So, But Latanya, the whole story is she kicked me out. So what else was I supposed to do? I stayed to myself for a whole year. And then finally, after that second year, I started dating because I had assumed that she had filed the papers, which she did not. So I did not know that I was still married. I would never cheat on my wife, knowing that I was still married. I thought she had, filed the papers. So that's why I went on with my life. But then she told me she didn't. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's why. I'm not the average guy. I would not have done that. It took me a long time to even be with anyone. You can ask Lady G. I slept on her couch for almost 2 years, crying every night over my wife. So it wasn't even like that. So once I moved on, she was like, hey, you weren't supposed to move on. You're supposed to be still sleeping on that couch and crying over me. So that was it. I moved on. So in doing so, she got upset. She saw pictures of me and Swiss Chocolate on Facebook. She was like, wait a minute, he looks happy. So when I tried to get back with my wife, she was like, "Oh no, you can't come back now. You was happy over there. Why don't you go back?" I said, "Because she kicked me out." So here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours if you want me, baby. That's right. I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. And that's it. You know, it's not going to be the way it was before I got married, you know, when I turned 50, but it's definitely not going to be the way it was when I got married the second time. So that's it. Thank you, LaTanya. I'm glad you are happy for me because I'm happy for me. You know, I'm happy for me. And that's it. You know, it was like I was holding on to a memory, and that's it. You know, I was hoping that I would go home before Christmas. Actually, I was hoping that I would go home back in February. But when it didn't happen, I just held out. Like, okay, I'm holding out for a miracle. And she let me know yesterday. It was a rousing hell no, you can't come back. I was like, cool. Bravo. I'm out. You know. And I'm not bragging, but I've kept several women at bay. You know. And I'm not bragging, but all this fineness needs to be on somebody else's fineness. It just does. It does no good for all of this to go to waste.
Oh
You know, and I'm not saying that to brag, but I love love. I love to hug. I love to cuddle. You know, I've always said that intimacy is better than sex because intimacy can last for days. Sex only lasts for about 20, 30 minutes if you can go that long. But intimacy can last all day. We could be hugged up together, Netflixing and chilling all day long. And that's what I want. On one of my off days, I just want us to sit in a Chase lounge and just let me hold you. And let's watch reruns of the Upshaws. That's it. That's all I want. You know, we don't have to be jumping up and down and sweating on each other. Let me just hold you. Let's drink us some wine and let me just hold you and you hold the remote control. I'll hold you, you hold the remote, and we both hold a glass of wine, and that's it. That's what I want. You know, I'm past the phase in my life where I have to have sex. It's nice though, don't get me wrong, but like I said, intimacy lasts longer and lasts better, depending on how good or bad you are in bed, you know, and that's it. But, you know, once again, I love love, and that's what I miss. And she, you know, she let me go, so I'm good. I'm good with it. I can't wait to get out there. I mean, there's nothing out there for me, but if I, you know, run into someone, if I meet someone that I'm compatible with, then so be it. Let's do it. You know, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the way I feel right now. You know, she's gonna miss out, not me. You know, you can have many men in your life, but there's only one Al Greer, and that's it. I'm not saying that to brag once again, but there's nobody that's gonna hold an umbrella over your head while you walk to the car and get wet himself and open the door. Nobody that I know of. You know, nobody's gonna call you out of the blue just to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, have a good night, just because, and don't want nothing. So that's just it. She's gonna miss out. You know, like the song by Bobby Blue Bland. This time, I'm gone for good. Yeah. We're no longer rocking in the same old boat. Because I pity the fool. I said I pity the fool. I pity the fool that falls in love with you. Yeah.
No, he remade that.
Oh, he didn't remake it. He made it. She remade it.
Oh.
She remade it. This is the original version.
Really?
Yes, sir. This is the original version. Yep. He did it originally. She redid it and made it, made it funky.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She's gonna miss me when I'm gone. Yep. And enjoy your deck and your house and all of that stuff. Enjoy it. Enjoy. And I'm not going to unfriend her on Facebook or Instagram. I want her to see how well I'm doing. I'm not going to hide it.
I heard that.
I never posted anything with the new girl. So we'll see this time. But they said never put your business on Facebook because, it hurts people's feelings.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, well. Same song, different artist. Kelvin said, I didn't know Prince remade that. No, actually, he made that. The remake was done by Chicago's own Shaka Khan. I Feel For You. Same song, different artists on 1690 WVON, The Talk of Chicago with your Dr. Al Greer. Flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides on Harvey's own Lolita Holloway. This is We're Getting Stronger every day. Not every day, but every day. Hello to LaTanya Lynn Garrett. Thanks for checking in on Facebook. To the B-sides.
All right, Dr. Al.
You about to mosey on me?
Mm-hmm. I'll take about an hour to get on.
Good Lord. You really want to do this?
Yes, I do. I kid you not. That's why I'm here.
I had somebody to try to talk me out of it. His name was Graham Armstrong. He said, "Why do you want to be in radio?" I said, "I like playing music and I like the effect it has on people that listen to it.
Yeah.
And I want to be on the radio and people tell me I have a good voice."
Yeah.
He said, "Man, I keep a suitcase by the door.
Mm.
I never know when I'm going to have to leave."
Really?
Most times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So after that, he ended up working for Prince.
Really?
At Paisley Park. So he tried to talk me out of it, but I was like, "No, this is what I want to do. This is exactly where I want to be."
That's crazy.
This is where I want to be.
I just sent you the link to my podcast.
Okay, cool.
And we'll talk. But I'll definitely be back next Tuesday.
Okay. I'll be here.
Let's see if I can grab a camera. I could use my phone. I got a mic I can hook you up with.
Whatever you want to do, I am available.
Okay.
I'm available.
Definitely. Definitely. Can't get rid of me now.
Nor do I want to. It's like, you said, what are you going to do with this when you go? It's like, at least you'll have something of mine when I am gone. You'll have something. You may not get the music.
Right, I have the stories
Yeah.
and all the history.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That I can use and pass on to someone that may need, So, but I do appreciate your time. You said no. We were sitting there in period class, and you made the invitation. I said, "Well, okay, well, look, I need to come down there then."
Yeah, the invitation's open.
Sure. You gotta ask me twice.
The invitation is open, so whenever you want to come down here, I'm here Monday and Tuesday.
Right. Yeah.
Thursday and Friday I'm over there, but that's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then Sunday and Thursday I'm at the gospel station on 59th and Michigan, which is way boring than this because I don't do anything because everything is already pre-programmed.
Oh, really?
And it's gospel music. I just pick, pick an hour, put it in the computer, and hit auto DJ, and it plays.
Really?
Most of the time, for the 7-8 hours I'm there, I'm on the couch watching Netflix.
Wow.
Talking on the phone.
Yeah.
I got 2 computers, one for Netflix and the other one for chick flicks. And the phone, of course, to talk to chicks.
Right.
So that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, you make it home safe.
Yes, sir. Text me when you get home.
Get that tire fixed.
Oh, yeah, I'm planning to. I got a date in the morning.
Right, you don't want to miss that.
So I got to go rent a U-Haul. I'm going to be there.
Right.
Be there with her.
That'd be funny to put up in where you get the little van. You don't need the big truck, do you? Get the little.
Get it, your little, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was to say, that'd be fun to put.
But I made it. I'm going to be there.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
All right, we'll see you soon. Talk to you soon.
All right, be safe.
All right.
What I liked about that, they didn't change a thing about the track. Whitney Houston, $1 Million Bill. Before that, Lolita Holloway, getting stronger every day, right here on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago. Your Dr. Al Greer flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides with 2 in a row from Whitney. So emotional on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago. I guess somebody picked up my phone charger. Guess they liked it.
This is MC Live, and you're listening to B-Sides with Al Greer on 1690 WVON.
But for those who got the Moderna, a booster is still an open question.
A woman, an ex-cop, and accused serial killer all in one. The court case of Nomia Rosemary and Lovu is gripping South Africa. The Black woman is accused of trying to wipe out her family for the insurance money, a total of $93,000. Her cousin, niece, nephew, even her boyfriend, all bludgeoned to death. Allegations a hitman did most of the dirty deeds, but she is accused of doing in her sister herself by poisoning her tea, then strangling her. And Lovu is giving those watching the court case quite a show, with her throwing up peace signs while denying the charges with a nonchalant attitude.
The national disgust over the treatment of Haitian migrants continues. The Congressional Black Caucus coming out with a statement condemning what the world witnessed at the Texas border. The Congressional Black Caucus chairwoman called it absolutely unacceptable. She's also calling for an investigation.
They are young, Black, and gifted with the numbers. The Black CPA Centennial announced its best and brightest 40 under 40 CPAs, recognizing the most outstanding CPAs across America. And because it is a centennial year, the Black CPAs will also honor those in the past, present, and future. The big gala event will be virtual on November 12th. A Newark, New Jersey cop didn't hand Andrea Lopez a ticket. Captain Rasheen Peppers handed her his credit card. This after she told him her family, consisting of her elderly parents and her 2 young children, were low on food. Then when he learned a refrigerator was broken, he, along with the support of other officers in the public, went to an appliance store and got the family a refrigerator, which he stuffed with food. Oh, there's more. Since Ms. Lopez lost her job due to COVID, Captain Peppers helped her find another one. Talk about going over and above the call of duty. I'm Vanessa Tyler with Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. She's funny. She's witty. She's opinionated.
The mayor says, we're going to start suing these street gang members of their assets. They don't have anything. If they did, listen, why would they have to carjack your grandmother? They just live a life of nothingness. Smoke weed, take volleys, do Xanax. There's no responsibility whatsoever. And it started somewhere, but you can't beat what you don't see.
She's Perry Small. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON. The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
You're listening to WVON, Chicagoland, so yeah.
He's flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides. It's Dr. Al Greer on 1690 WVON.
There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go.
For Positively Black, I'm John Noel.
Hey, did you know there was a proven three-step system that can easily take you from, I don't know how to write a book?
Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Air Check and Classic TV channel.
26 minutes before 8. This is the best thing to happen to radio since Marconi invented it.
Frankie, please don't go. Don't leave.
Well, I guess you know that's just about it, huh? Time for me to go, time to split. It's been nice being with you for the past 4 hours. Hope you dig what we were doing, because we thoroughly enjoyed it. In the meantime, you stay tuned now for Miss Lamar Renee, and she's going to come to you with her things. I want you to remember this, that it's a code that we use and adhere to, and something maybe you'd like to remember. Ship form is my manifestation. Conscience is my guide, peace is my shelter, nature is my companion, order is my attitude, beauty and perfection has got to be my life. After you get all that together, have a pleasant remainder of a Monday evening. May God bless you and take care of you. God willing, we'll check you out tomorrow at 4 with Frankie Crocker, Satin, Black Satin, the man and his music. Until then, may each of you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. May each of you live to be 100 and me 100 but minus a day. So I'll never know that nice people like you have passed away. And don't forget, often imitated but never quite duplicated. When Frankie Crocker isn't on your radio isn't really on. Take care and ciao.
Pretty baby.
Uncle Oral and the Boys. The Tramps from Philly, and where do we go from here on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago, with your Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides at 591-1690. Here are the Jones Girls. One of them had a birthday. Well, the other ones are no longer with us. Happy birthday, Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls.
Hey, don't worry about finding me another job. I think I'm good for now. From the people who brought you a
Man who has created quite a legend for himself as one of the top disc jockeys of all time, and a man who has now created what we think is a very important album on Casablanca Records. It's entitled Disco Suite #1 in Rhythm and Excellence by the Frankie Crocker Heart and Soul Orchestra. How about a gang for Mr. Frankie Crocker? All right, good time record producer, man. Just having some fun. Yeah, I want to apologize for not being able to bring the Frankie Crocker Orchestra on, but I understand it's 1,047 pieces. No, it's about 35 pieces. 35 pieces. You know, on the serious side, Frankie, I've heard the album. I think it's a great, great disco album, and I was just wondering what did it entail putting together?
What we wanted to do was take some old standard songs, redo it with a new dress, so to speak, and put them back out. A lot of things have been done. Babyface has been done. We've heard all the disco things, so we took what we liked and put together a little different touch than the average disco thing. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope so.
Let me get into your business a little bit. I understand that you're in semi-retirement from WBLS Radio. Really nice to do the evening show.
Not semi
in New York City.
What I do now is program more than just a disc jockey. Station will call me and say, hey, we want to do this in this market. We'll check the market out, put the disc jockeys together, put all the music together, and give you a new song.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I'm here on Soul Train with my good friend.
Yeah, well, I guess that.
What else would you want me to talk about?
Nothing.
You listen, open up your sleep.
No, not at all, Frank. We like to play my favorite cut from the album, which is called Seattle. And I would ask you to introduce it, but Johnson Products would probably be looking for a new host if I let you do that. So, how about it, gang? Frankie
But my world's upside down. Couldn't stay at home and face the fact that we're free. I don't dare to be alone with only memories
Where's that hole? In the earth. Mother Earth. Hi, Mommy. Yeah. What?
So for the wine, let's go till dawn to the light. Though I may cry tomorrow, I'll be laughing tonight. I'll be dancing tonight. I'll be playing a part with a smile on my face and an ache in my heart. So pour the wine, let's go till dawn to light. Though I may cry tomorrow, I'll be laughing
You got that right, John Leslie. I'm laughing tonight. I'll be laughing tomorrow night and all through this weekend, too. Hopefully you can join me on this Friday at the Grand Ballroom. I'll be there at 7 o'clock. You know where it is, right? I hope you meet me out there. Don't meet me there, beat me there. So Dr. Al Greer flipping the 45s tonight on the great Ray Charles. Here's a song that I normally don't call a radio station, but back in the day I called Richard McGee and I asked him to play this song on the air. He's like, first of all, that song is just, the intro is just too long. And that's not one of Ray's popular songs. I said, okay. So he hung up the phone. And as soon as he hung up the phone with me, the song came on. Thank you, Richard Earl Pegee. Here's I Believe to My Soul on WVON. You're gonna look for me and I'll be gone. I believe to my soul. Round here with your head so hard. I think I'm gonna have to you.